And it has been a week, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthew, here with Jeremy.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
And what are we doing, Jeremy? What do we do here? What's the title of this show?
We're exhuming the X-Files.
And we are talking tonight Redux 2, which is the conclusion of the two-part Season 5 premiere. We talked about Redux last week. I thought it sucked ass. Jeremy thought it was okay. Will my thoughts be changed at all going into Redux 2? Do they stick the landing? Do they bring me back around? Who knows? But don't forget, hit that like and subscribe. We'll find out.
I know.
We'll find out shortly. Okay, so obviously everyone knows I was not looking forward to this one at all. Were you looking forward to sort of kind of fully remembering how they sort of sort this whole mess out, or were you also going this kind of like, how excited were you to learn what ultimately happens here?
I mean, I know by this point I know that Mulder's not dead. So that whole cliffhanger is resolved for me. Right now I care, what's happened to Scully because she's dying and she's also like testifying that about lies and stuff, and we haven't really resolved what we're like. It was deionized water. Yeah. So there's no help for Scully. Where's it going to go? I want to know. I care about her.
Okay. Well, Chris Carter maybe not care about her last episode. We'll see if he makes me care about her this episode. Take us through Redux 2.
Mulder runs into the ER because Dana is he's looking for.
We forgot to say her nose started bleeding and she passed out at the end of the last episode.
Oh yeah. Why didn't I write that down?
We completely forgot.
She gets a slight bloody nose, and it's so much that she passes out, and like Skinner kind of catches her. So in this episode, it starts with Mulder now, basically completely blowing his cover that he's not actually dead, just charging ass around a hospital, asking, "Where's Dana Scully? I need to see Dana Scully." And everybody is throwing up that 90s talk to the hand thing. Like, why?
Not a single person in this hospital will tell him where his sick loved one is. I'm like, who's working in this hospital? They have the worst bedside manner ever. No one, and even the doctor, when he finally confronts it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard you the first time." And he's like, "Just where is she? Tell me where. Somebody tell me something." Weird scene.
They were pretty insensitive to, an obviously distressed person, but maybe they were just, used to it. So
he finds desensitized to the suffering of loved ones.
I mean, when you see it every minute of every day, eventually it's just like, all right, have your feelings, just have them outside of our lobby.
Like, someone could have said, "Please have a seat. I'll take a look and get right back to you." They just turned away and ignored his pleas.
They had one. Okay, two of them were doing something. Another person was flipping through a file. There was a girl that was clearly on break. Like,
I take it all back. I didn't realize she was on break. That makes it okay. That's she ain't getting paid to deal with Fox Mulder's bullshit until that 15 minutes is up.
All right. You yourself, you have a job. Do you get breaks throughout your workday?
I do.
Do you just up and decide to start working in the middle of them?
Well, I mean, no. but Jeremy, if I was on break and you came up and you're like, "Oh my God, where is this person?" I'd be like, "Okay, I'll help you out. Let's find this person." You're clearly distraught.
You're standing in front of your microwave waiting for whatever sort of microwave meal is about to be done so you can get your morning snack in. You hear something come through TeamSpeak, chat, fucking Zoom, whatever thing is in your home computer that connects you to the rest of your office, and you hear it ding once to alert that somebody messaged you. And then you immediately hear it ding a second time and ding a third time. Are you fleeing that microwave in a rush to go figure out what the hell is going on, or you're like, "I'm on break"?
No, but in this, this is like a life and death situation here. This is like, leave a comment down below, folks. If you were one of these hospital employees, would you have just taken 30 seconds to explain to Mr. Mulder where Scully was, or would you have just given him the bird and turned away and got your hot pocket out of the microwave and said, "Wait later"? Leave a message down below. I want to know. Team Matt or Team Jeremy?
Matt, you just admitted you would fucking answer on the break. Anyway, all right. So
not if there was someone's like completely distraught about one of their loved one who is dying in a hospital.
they don't know. They don't know that they're dying. It's just some person.
She's
It wasn't an ER. Like, was it an intensive care unit, or it was just the cancer ward?
Well, the cancer ward is where people die. So it should
Well,
just go
slowly, months.
Leave a comment, folks.
Anyway, getting back to the pre-title screen, we're still talking about. It says that she's lost a lot of blood, and I was like, really? She just like she bled out through her nose. Gross. And then Skinner shows up, and him and Mulder wrestle for a little bit for some reason. And he's like, "Don't do this!" And as he's kind of dragging Mulder away, we get the title screen.
Yeah. What'd you think about it?
Stupid. It was. I mean, I feel you. They're in customer service. They should have been somewhat listening to him, but he did come in there yelling hysterically, and people that are like that, you shouldn't just reward terrible behavior like that by immediately paying attention to him. You have to
they're going to leave this guy screaming even louder because they want to intentionally ignore him, not to reward him. They're going to allow him to make a further scene and commotion to distract all of the other dying people in that hospital. Like, what's going on? Why is someone screaming out there, and why is nobody helping this person screaming?
Have you ever heard the old adage, the squeaky wheel gets the most grease?
Yes.
Have you ever felt in your professional career to rail against that stereotype? That everybody is just as important. Everybody's needs, especially when it comes to your workmanship, is just as important as everybody else's. You will wait in line and you will be dealt with in the order of so and so. Are you that person?
They should have just taken a number. Oh, Mr. Mulder. Take a number.
Now I feel like the end of this fucking episode. Answer the question, Matthew. Just answer. No, I'm not going to answer the question. Answer the question. Anyway, the FBI brings Mulder in for an informal conversation and fully expect him to just tell on himself about where he's been, what he's doing, and Mulder just sits there like saying nothing. That guy isn't gonna rat. But they let him go for some reason. They don't take him into custody. And then Mulder and Skinner have that weird. They're standing shoulder to shoulder. He's like, "Yeah, buddy, keep on playing it exactly," and he means it. Like, keep playing it exactly how you're playing it. And Mulder looks at him and is like, "I'm not your friend, buddy."
Yeah, this is all very strange to me because obviously everyone thought Mulder was dead, and now he shows up and he's alive. But then they all believe that he killed the person that is in his apartment. But he's like, they don't try to arrest him or anything throughout this. It just seems weird. It's like, how much? I mean, people have gotten arrested on far way smaller amount of evidence than there's a dead body. And even in this episode, we find out that, like, we know that it was your gun. You shot the guy, Mulder. We know it. They still don't arrest him. I don't understand it. It just seems weird.
Well, I don't understand that whole arc at all. Because that bit of information, because in this scene, Skinner threatens him, is like, I can find out that I noticed that there was a gunshot in addition to the shotgun blast to the face. I know it was your gun that did it, and I could prove to those people that it was. Why did you threaten him with that? It's never made clear.
Yeah.
Why every time that they refer to this one DOD dude that's like you- so Mulder couldn't have killed him? He found that he was being surveilled. He could just say that it was self-defense. But I can't because it's a Department of Defense person. They use that excuse as Mulder isn't going to get off the hook with this at all because blanket statement, it's a DOD person.
Do you think like maybe Mulder? Because I'm just thinking, well, maybe he thought he was being recorded somehow, and then that would kind of explain away the fact that it was like a self defense sort of thing. I don't know. Like these two episodes are just bad writing on the part of
Well,
Chris Carter. Like it's very
it didn't happen. The shot when he shot him, the other dude, it wasn't in his apartment.
right. So he goes upstairs, shoots the guy up there, and then presumably takes the body and puts it down in his apartment.
To bleed out on the carpet. Yeah.
And we never see like how Mulder actually took this body whose head he blew off with a shotgun apparently, drags him back downstairs, places him there, and like covers all this stuff up. It's just very messy. The whole storyline here is very messy.
Yeah. Cut back the Turkish government guy who never leaves the racetrack whether people are there or not. Maybe he has a gambling
Yeah.
problem. I don't know. He's watching a TV show on this really I know that television rig that he was looking at to watch whatever it was about human cloning that's never also ever explained because he's constantly watching TV about human cloning.
It's like a congressional hearing, right?
I mean, at that point, I don't know.
I think it was. I think it was like actual like real world footage of a real congressional hearing because I think like you see Teddy Kennedy is sitting there and he's asking questions and they're all because this is remember back in the 90s when Dolly the sheep was cloned, like that was the first creature whatever that was cloned and everyone was freaking out that human beings were going to be cloned, and I think Congress had hearings about it, and I think they took that footage and placed it in here to try to like, you know, I guess I mean they're into cloning. We know they've been cloning people around the world in the show so far, like Samantha Mulder and all that. So I think he's just trying to see if there's going to be any congressional action taken on cloning stuff.
Dolly the what?
The sheep. Don't you remember the sheep?
What are you talking about?
Hold on. Dolly the sheep.
All right, all right. I'm fucking with you.
Okay, Jesus. I was like, you don't remember that?
Don't you bring Jesus into this? He had
Okay.
nothing to do with either of these episodes. Thank you, except for saving Scully's life. Um, the cigarette smoking man's talking to the Turkish guy, and he tells him that Mulder's life is still more valuable, when he's alive, and we just need to arrange things so that Mulder is underneath our thumb. He's in the fold with us, not necessarily in the know, but basically the pawn he's been the entire run of the episode or the X Files thus far.
Yeah.
Turkish guy doesn't believe it, and he tells another thumb-shaped agent guy that's sitting behind him a few things. Like he's like, "All right, it's time for you to get busy with something." Scully talks to Mulder and finds out that he did absolutely nothing for the last episode, despite everything that happened in the previous episode. So they lied to the FBI. She perjured herself. He ran around in apparently the Pentagon's basement with level 4 clearance, and they're just washing everything that had happened with, yeah, I failed
Yep.
to accomplish anything at all. Which there's in almost all of the episodes of season 4 that were about the overarching conspiracy, the same shit happened. And yeah, I guess it was about the time that he was saying that I didn't accomplish anything that I started getting pissed off. at these two
Ah,
episodes.
okay.
Because it's like,
Okay.
okay, then what the fuck have we? Why am I watching television?
Uh-huh.
If all you're gonna do is like, yeah, we did A, B, and C, it led to absolutely nothing. There's zero payoff. People got hurt. People got shot at, dead, whatever. But no reason.
Yeah.
And so because nothing happened, Scully, she's dying. She's in the hospital. She looks like shit. They did a great job of her mic or with her makeup, but well, they did a great job of her makeup in 480p. And she's just like, I'm dying anyway.
Yeah.
Pin the death of the DOD guy on me. And he says, as he says that he can't, and she begs him to change his mind, his mom or her mom and her brother show up as a way to reinforce, like as a vessel to reinforce that, I can't pin this on Scully as she's dying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, that's a clever little piece of, storytelling without beating me on or over the head with it, which I'm not used to as an X-Files fan. But then her brother has to open his mouth and be like, hey, you know,
You're a piece of
let
shit.
yeah, you're a piece of shit. This is all a lie. Let her die with dignity. It's like that was all implied by the entire previous conversation. And then right at the moment where Mulder's like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, mom shows up and he's like, no, I shouldn't. I should
Yeah.
not ruin Dana. But they have, because the fucking X-Files fans are idiots. They have to just beat us about the head and neck with fucking dialogue. I
Well,
hated that scene.
Chris Carter believes that X-Files fans are idiots because again, when we have complaints about this stuff through these first 4 seasons, it feels like it's always a Chris Carter written episode that we have these criticisms of. It's like he doesn't know subtlety and nuance. Like you said, he doesn't think that the fans are smart enough to get the point that he's trying to get across. So he's like, well, I just have to just write it out in dialogue and actually have somebody say it and hope that the performance is good enough that they'll overlook the fact that, oh, again, he's writing this because he thinks I'm stupid and I don't get it. I think it's a Chris Carter problem more than it is just X Files as a whole.
You're right. But it has happened so many times in
Yeah.
this show, and it makes me feel so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, while they're talking to them or the brother about letting her die with dignity, the thumb agent, but not the DoD thumb agent, the Turkish thumb agent, starts assembling a sniper rifle in a stairwell that looks just like a revolver with a scope on it
Yeah.
and like a stock. I thought it was kind of cool because those were my favorite guns in Resident Evil 2 and 3. When you get just the basic gun and then you like start strapping shit to it, and then by the end of the game you get to use it for like 4 minutes.
Yeah. I thought this I thought the gun looked cool. I don't know anything about guns, but I thought the gun looked cool. But I was like, is this guy ever going to take a shot? Like
No, he
throughout
hangs out for like a week.
I know. He's got Mulder and Cigarette Smoking Man in his crosshairs multiple times throughout this episode, and he does nothing. And I was thinking, I was like, what is this guy's point? I thought the guy at the racetrack was like, okay, go do your thing. Like, you're going to shoot somebody and kill them, get them out of the way. I'm tired of Cigarette Smoking Man. Because Cigarette Smoking Man tells this dude at the racetrack, I'm looking at the Wikipedia, he's called the First Elder. I've never heard that name before ever. But the First Elder, apparently, racetrack guy, that hey, I can convince Mulder to join us. That's why we shouldn't kill him and get rid of him. I can convince him to join our team, and then he's going to be like, then we're going to be really awesome because we're going to have him on our side. I just thought like I was like, no, kill them both, get this over with. But why does that guy never take a shot? I don't get it.
I, because I don't know. He's probably paid hourly.
Maybe he's on break. Maybe he was on break during the time he was looking through. Like he was trying to see, like, let me look in that shop across the street. Let me see if I can go buy like a sandwich with the price of that hoagie is over there. Oh wow, Mulder and Cigarette Smoking Man are right there. Can't take the shot because I'm on
On
break.
break. No, he's just milking that overtime, Matt. Like, so yeah, he's aiming at them, and I think it's to. You think he's there to kill Mulder, but he's aiming at both Mulder and the cigarette smoking man. So who has he really been
Yeah.
told to kill? And to be fair, the first elder, this has got to be like the 10th time the cigarette smoking man has said, "Don't kill Mulder because he's
Yes.
going to be on our team in
Yes.
5 seasons." So I understand why he's sick of the shit too. Um, then all of a sudden, cigarette smoking man turns up at the hospital. Says what he did find in the vial that was just water was essential to Scully's survival, and he's like, just take a step outside, and I'll tell you why. And they don't take a step outside. Mulder is just immediately teleported to the lone gunman
Yeah.
who
Well,
didn't.
I like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I like when Cigarette Smoker Man first walks into the hospital and Mulder sees him there, and Mulder's got this line is like, "I sure hope you're being admitted for like strong chest
Oh
pains
yeah,
or something like that."
yeah. Please say it's chest pain. Like,
Yeah, that was a good line.
so he teleports to the lone gunman. Apparently, like they didn't do a good job of examining the vial, and so they finish pouring the vial out. And sure enough, there's this tiny little computer chip inside, or that was floating in the water. And whatever the narc, the geeky redheaded guy, is like, huh, why didn't I think? What would the deionized water have been for in the first place? Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Because it was convenient. Um, at this point, they start talking about, or they arrest the DOD agent Thumb, and they bring him before the FBI, and he basically tells, I did this, or I was a part of this because of the government conspiracy.
Yeah, he seems
And
to actually believe what he's saying.
yeah, and he doesn't know the DOD guy that got shot with it in the face with a shotgun. And also, we find out his son is now dead.
Yep.
So, and it was just like one throwaway line in order to wrap that up so that Mulder doesn't have to answer for that for the rest of this episode. They mention Roush, Roush. They write it down on a pad, and then they don't really ever talk about it again, except for at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, it's like a
Um,
lobbying firm or something, right? Like he works for it or he's
but they
associated
don't.
with it somehow.
Yeah, something like that. I know it's a car part company that works with Ford, and you can get like cool ass Roush parts. Like I have a couple on my car outside and tailpipes. So there's that, but I don't know in the context of the show because it's not. They just mention it by name. They write it down on a pad, and then they don't talk about it again until the end of the episode. So everything that they would have filmed that would have led us into what is Roush all about probably hit the cutting room floor.
Yep.
So then once they find the chip with the lone gunman, Mulder makes it to the hospital again, and they're surrounded with the doctor, Dana, mom, brother, and he's just like, I have this. You need to plant this back in your skin at the base of your neck where the previous one that we removed was, and it will cure everything. And the brother is, rightly so. Like, this is just fucking stupid. It's bullshit. All you're doing is giving her, false hope, and Dana has to shut everybody down. And she's like, it's my choice. No matter what happens, all of this is my choice.
Yeah, I had two problems with this. Number one, they kind of make
A
this
woman with a
as no, no,
no.
no, that's fine. Number one, like Mulder is once again just accepting the word of the cigarette smoking man with no evidence. I just put this microchip in her the base of her neck, and she'll be fine. Cancer's cured. But then I was like that number one. Maybe Mulder just feels like the argument would be like he just has no other option, so he's got to trust the cigarette smoking man or something. But it could kill her just as much as it could save her. But then I didn't understand why the family had such a big problem with it because if there are like she's dying, like there is no, it's terminal. There's nothing that can be done. So why would you not just like, okay, well, just put this chip under your skin and we'll see if it works? Like, what are they out? Like, they seem to be very upset that she would even choose like to put this under her skin, and I didn't understand that either. I was like, well, you're terminal. I can understand if he's like, well, you put this in and you might die. Well, yeah, don't put this strange chip in your head, but she's already near death anyway.
Well, I don't remember that the mom had a whole lot to say in the scene, if anything. It was just the brother, and he is already on the, false hope, little green aliens. You've been lying this whole time, and she's just followed you around like some sort of lovesick puppy dog, and
Let her
it's
die
just
in
destroyed
dignity.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
that. And that's what it seemed like his argument was about. It's like, stop with the bullshit. Just go the fuck away and let her die. But it was her choice, and she decides to do it anyway. So, but how does a doctor know how to implant a chip? He just kind of like just sticks it in you.
I guess. I mean, what else are you gonna do with it? Slice a
Call it
little piece of meat up, put that
sup-
flap, stick it in, and sew it
sup-
back up.
suppository. I don't
Bend over, Dana.
know.
It's going in.
Yeah. So anyway, then they have the little green aliens talk with the brother. Like the brother and Mulder are out in the hallway having a trauma competition. Like the brother's like, "Well, I lost one sister to this shit," and he's like, Mulder's like, "Well, I lost a sister too," and it's
Yeah.
so bad. Um, cigarette smoking man says or gets a hold of Mulder, says he's arranged a meeting at the place where Mulder was last seen eating an entire sweet potato pie while asking one question per slice. Like I wouldn't recognize it. Um, then the cigarette smoking man shows up with Samantha, and what that
I,
was the worst acting out of either of these last two episodes that I had seen from her perspective. She
so
acts
you're
like
saying the girl, the actress who played Samantha was bad?
well, I see. I don't know because if she was playing it, if she's in that scene, if Samantha is just one of the clones that we've seen in previous episodes, and the cigarette smoking man just picked her up and said, "Hey, I need you to act like you're meeting Mulder for the first or your brother for the first time and that you don't know what's going on. Here's the backstory. You need to just like put it into his head that we're not going to see each other ever again or probably ever see each other again." If she was acting it from that perspective, then I totally buy it. But if it was just presented at face value for what it was, like she was actually somebody who had been abducted by men and got into the what is it, the orphanage system, and then got adopted by a foster family, introduced to her what she thought was her dad, what she referred to as her dad in the cigarette smoking man, and then she was just overly dramatic about never wanting to see Fox again and not wanting to see her mom ever. It was awful.
Yeah. I didn't understand the scene. I just felt like this came out of left field. And I thought Mulder's reaction to all of this was very like subdued, if that's the word I'm trying to think of. I understand like the cigarette smoking man, I guess, is trying to do everything he can to get Mulder to flip to his team.
Mhm.
So he's like, "Oh, by the way, here's your real sister. I adopted her back in the day, and I'm her daddy." Blah blah blah. But Mulder he just doesn't seem like maybe it's just David Duchovny's bad acting in this scene. Does not feel like he had the reaction that he should have, that he just immediately believed this. I mean, he's seen tons of clones of her. Like, why does he suddenly believe that this is the real sister? And why does he not go out of his way to try to keep her from the cigarette smoking man? Because he makes this thing, he's like, you don't know this guy. Everything he says to you is a lie, and blah, blah. It just felt weird. Like, this whole scene felt really off.
If you watch it again through the lens of she is a clone and the cigarette smoking man put her up to everything that she was saying, it feels like it makes a lot of sense.
But do you
Outside
think
of how
Mulder's
Mulder
reaction?
was, no,
Okay.
Mulder acts this scene so badly
Okay.
that it just it's awful. But anyway, he's like, you want to go visit mommy? And she's like, no,
Mom's alive?
but
Yeah.
I'm not ready to do that yet. But maybe someday, vaguely, I'll contact you. And then she gets in the car with the cigarette smoking man, and they leave. And we never see her again.
Oh, Chris Carter. Oh,
So
Chris Carter.
we get back to the Scully is talking to the doctor about a fluorodeoxyglucose injection because he's doing tests after apparently he's implanted this in her neck, and it's clear that the doctor wants to help her. Whoever they got to act as that doctor in that scene was really good,
Yeah.
and he has this line that's like, she asks him straight up, have you ever seen miracles before? And he's like, maybe they are miracles, but I don't dare call them that. And I really like that line because Chris Carter makes them up every once in a while and finds the right person to deliver them, but it's only like one line
Yeah.
per episode.
A broken clock is right twice a day. Every once in a while he pulls out a banger.
So we get back to the sniper who's apparently been sitting in the sniper roost for like 4 days. Um, Mulder's talking to him, and he's the cigarette smoking man. He's like, "You give me all these things, all the things I ever wanted. Why did he drag out that word?"
I don't know.
But the cigarette smoking man's like, "Well, it's clear. Quit the FBI, come work for me." And Mulder's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. And if
What does
anything happens
cigarettes?
to
Yeah, what does cigarette smoking man want? If Mulder was going to accept this, what would Mulder be doing? Is it ever explained in this episode? Did I miss it? Like,
no,
okay, because cigarette smoking man's telling everybody, "Oh yeah, yeah, we'll bring Mulder over. It'll be great." What the hell is Mulder going to be doing, and what would the cigarette smoking man expect Mulder to just be like? "Oh, I'm just a bad guy now." Okay, cool. I'll help you cover up aliens. I'll help you cover up all this stuff. Like, I didn't understand why
me
cigarette smoking man's
neither.
doing any of this.
Well, because he loves him. Because it's nepotism. He just wants to give the kid a job over at his car dealership, and
Because
well,
cigarette
whatever.
smoking man's his daddy.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't care anymore. Um, we get back to she's not getting any better. Dana's not getting any better after they find out um, that the implant didn't work. Dana calls in her mom to apologize for not going to church anymore. She's like, I'm sorry that I had a crisis of faith. I know that you brought the priest in order to entice me to go back to the church, and I want to apologize straight to you for having lost my faith in the first place. And I want to do whatever I can in order to rectify that with the little time that I have left. Which, all right. The only person acting in this episode is Dana
Yeah.
and the doctor she was with. So they have a crying moment. Um, Cut back to the Turkish dude. He's watching a cloning hearing, and he gets all pissed off that he sees Skinner sit down in the background and start talking to some dude. He's like, "Oh man, what is he gathering information on?" I mean, he's a government official. Like, he could have just been in there and been like, "Hey, I'll cover down for you. You can go on break. I'll listen," or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, they get back to who are they talking to? They're talking to Mulder in another informal meeting, saying that they have evidence that Skinner is who's been pulling all the strings at the FBI, and that's if Mulder helps them um tell on Skinner, it'll somehow exonerate Mulder.
Yeah, we should also point out, I don't know if it was last episode or if, yeah, it had to have been last episode when those weird phone numbers that Mulder was trying to figure out, Scully actually like talks to like the switchboard operator or whatever, and she was, I guess, comes to the conclusion that it's actually was Skinner who was calling all those numbers. So she actually doesn't think that Mulder should trust Skinner. But Mulder is like, I refuse to believe that. Like, he even tells these people in this informal meeting, and they're like, it's Skinner, and he's like, I don't believe that. I won't believe that.
But even
So
even if he did, Mulder's no rat.
yeah.
He ain't gonna fucking say nothing. So instead of going to his hearing on time, he instead visits Scully and tells her about the Skinner deal. And again, she offers herself as the shooter. Just cough me up as the shooter. And Mulder just can't live with doing that to her. And so he shows up too late to his thing and immediately goes into classic Mulder fashion, where he starts saying some of the most outlandish, wildest shit you would ever say in a public hearing. And what, and at the same time, the cigarette smoking man is about to be assassinated by the dude who's been hanging out in a stairwell for 4 days.
Speaking of which, I looked up who this guy is. Do you want to
What,
know what the official X Files name is for the shooter who refuses to shoot through the majority of this episode?
what's that?
Quiet Willie.
Quiet Willie.
Yes. His name is Quiet Willie.
Ah,
Like, the
okay.
character's name is Quiet Willie, not the actor.
All right. I mean, he was quiet. He didn't say
Yeah.
anything.
His name is Willie.
Um. Okay, so cigarette smoking man is about to be assassinated. Scully is praying with a priest. So mom brought a priest in to do a full rosary with her in order to like. I think you do that or at least in Catholicism uh you go to or you talk to a priest, you tell him all your sins, and then they tell you to do so many prayers. Oftentimes if it's been a really long time since you've confessed, you have to do like a full rosary, and that's like hours of praying, because each one of the beads on the necklace represents one prayer, and it's not like one that you make up in your head. It's like saying the national, or what is it, the pledge of allegiance, and then repeating it, and then repeating it 5 times, and then saying like a different one and then do it. I'm glad I gave up on Catholicism. But anyway, Mulder is in the. It cuts back, and Mulder, out of the blue, throws the section chief under the bus, saying that they have this stupid argument. I hate it when Mulder's like, "I can't tell you the truth because I need to do." And Mulder, answer the question. I hate it when they do these in these episodes because it's so fucking stupid. It
Yeah, and
does
Mulder's
not
like,
build
I
up.
will name him, but I gotta say X, Y, and Z first. And they're
Yeah,
like, no, just name the person. No, I must say X, Y, and Z first. It just goes on for like 30 seconds.
right. I don't know who thought that builds tension in a
Chris Carter.
conversation, but yeah,
Chris
okay.
Carter.
It's not. It doesn't. It's just obnoxious. But eventually he's like, "Well, I can't tell you what's going on because the man is sitting in this room." And then like they cut over to Skinner's face, like, "Okay, he's gonna tell on me."
Getting real sweaty, by the way. It's getting
Very.
sweaty. Yeah.
And no, it's not that. It's the dude that had asked him to turn on Skinner in the first place. And then they
Section
just
Chief Blevins.
And then they just accept that at face value. They weren't gonna. No more DOD guy got shot in the face. Like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy in the okay, sure. And then they arrest him, and in like 5 minutes, they find that he was working with Roush. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
well,
my
like
god.
when Mulder was like, "It's Section Chief Blevins" or whatever, they should have just all kind of started laughing, like, "That's your defense?" But no, apparently sections because there's a weird cut. It cuts from like them all at that panel and everyone shocked face to suddenly like Blevins sprinting, sweating profusely into his office. Where I don't know what is he trying to like get some papers before he runs out? He eventually gets shot and killed in there.
Right.
But I'm like, did he just act like the most guilty person in the world? This random kooky agent who everyone doesn't believe a word that they're saying says he did it, and he just freaked out and ran out. Like what? Oh God, the writing so bad. It's so bad in these two episodes.
But he does get shot in the chest in the FBI building at point blank range without a silencer, and then they just put the gun in his hand and walk out. Like he doesn't, Skinner has a secretary, and he's not even a full director or whatever. He's like a sub director or assistant director.
Yeah.
But this director Blevins, he doesn't have a secretary.
Nope.
Who would
Well,
have
the
seen it?
secretary could be dead. We don't know. Maybe the guy shot and killed the secretary.
So they would have blamed like Blevins was so guilty that he shot his
Wait a minute.
secretary
Wait a
and
minute.
then
I know,
committed suicide.
Jeremy. I know what happened to the secretary.
What happened?
She was on break.
It makes sense, man.
Yes, she was on break. She saw the dude walking with the gun, but she didn't say anything to anybody because she was on break. And this all happened within 15 minutes.
She probably decided that she was on break once she saw the dude walking in the gun or in with the guns. Like, oh, time to have an egg salad sandwich. So, fuck. Oh, I'm exhausted. Anyway, the Mulder throws the section chief under the bus. The cigarette smoking man gets shot in his apartment, and he dies as he hugs a picture frame. And in 480p, I don't know who's in the picture.
It's Mulder and his sister.
I know they show it later, but he found or like it cuts to they're in the hospital, and is it Skinner hands him the photo that the cigarette smoking man was clutching, just covered in like clotted blood?
Yes.
And it's like, ooh, dude, that's evidence too. Ooh.
But we know cigarette smoking man's not dead because Skinner.
We don't know that because Skinner's like, there's no body, but whoever was there lost too much blood.
There's so much blood, but there's no body.
Look at this picture; it has blood on it, and he does. Yeah. He just stares at it.
And earlier on in this episode, or maybe it was last episode, I'm getting these mixed up. But when Cigarette Smoking Man it was last episode. When Cigarette Smoking Man goes to Mulder's apartment before he notices the camera in the ceiling, he holds that picture of Mulder and his sister while he's crying. He's looking at it and crying his eyes out. And then he's like clutching it, because he's Mulder's dad and he's sad. He doesn't want Mulder to die. Just saying.
He never came across as the sentimental type to me,
Yeah.
He made his ex-lover / Scully's mom have a stroke. Didn't even think twice about it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. But we find out just like almost a passing comment that Scully is now in remission, and they don't know why.
We know why. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because Jesus. He just tells Skinner that, like, oh yeah, she's in remission, by the way. He's like, what? Okay, and then I'm gonna go talk to her. And just
literally is like, how? How is that possible? And Mulder's like, I don't know. It just happened.
But you
go on in there, say hi to her.
While I sit here and stare at this gross, blood-covered picture of me and my sister. And then the episode ends.
Yeah. All right. Your thoughts on Redux 2? I'll preface this by saying your thoughts on this episode in particular, and then I guess your overall thoughts of this two-parter, taking this into account with the previous weeks.
It it was so bad that it ruined the first episode completely for me.
Okay.
It wasn't the first time that they've completely dropped the ball in the second of a two-parter about this government conspiracy, but this was the hardest that they've dropped it yet. It was just it was awful to get through. It was tiring to get through. It was even worse talking about it, yet we've managed to do it for a very long time now. But I was just I was glad it was over. And it's just man, nah.
It's bad. It's real bad, and definitely the worst opening two episodes of a season so far. Would you say that, taking into consideration this one, do you think these first two episodes are worse than the first two of season four?
Yes, easily.
Okay.
These two together are a couple of the worst government overarching conspiracy stories episodes yet.
Yeah. 100% agree with you. I was just shaking with anger. Like after I watch these, I'm like, no, no, like I do not want to go through another season of this kind of not just mediocre writing, awful writing. It was awful. Chris Carter should be ashamed of himself for these two episodes. And I just hated all of it. Like you mentioned, Gillian Anderson was the only person that seemed to be trying in both of these. She's got the heaviest stuff. She's literally dying. We don't spend anywhere near the amount of time with her character that we should be spending. She's literally one of the main characters dying, and yet we're spending all this extra time with dudes on racetracks and quiet willies, looking down sights, all this other stuff. And like you said, it nothing is moved forward in any of this stuff.
Nah.
There's no movement of the overall conspiracy. Like, okay, cigarette smoking man's dead. Yeah, no body. Everyone knows there's no body. The guy's not dead. We already know that. So it's like even the resolution of Scully's cancer isn't satisfying because the chip didn't work, and then suddenly she just prays and Jesus did it. Like that's what we're supposed to take away from this is no explanation, just Mulder saying, "I don't know how it happened, Skinner." Skinner is us in that moment. He's like, "What? What are you talking about? How'd that happen?
Really?
I don't know. I don't know." And I just hated how lazily written this thing was. Wasn't happy. Didn't like it. Did not like it. Just a few sort of quick trivia facts here. Chris Carter named the company after Rausch, after USA Today TV critic Matt Rausch, who was an influential earlier champion of the X Files. Mulder cries by Scully's bed because she is dying, but this is not the first time that he has cried for her. Mulder cries for Scully in one breath in 1994 after he returns home from staying by her side when she had just been unplugged in the hospital. So Scully goes through this death stuff quite a bit. She should be a pro at it by now. An important facet of the episode deals with Scully's cancer remission. According to executive producer Frank Spotnitz, Redux posits a number of reasons for Scully's recovery, including standard medical treatment, divine intervention engendered by faith, or the chip that the cigarette smoking man offers up. A clear-cut answer is never really provided, which John Chabon claims was intentional as they wanted to leave it open to interpretation. According to Carter, this entire plot took, quote, the idea of the show, unquote, and spun it in, quote, in the most interesting way, unquote. Uh, do you think that was spun in an interesting way for you?
For me? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
I
it was
agree. Not interesting. And lastly, after production wrapped, Redux 2 in particular was highly praised by the cast and crew. Carter said, quote, I think that Redux 2 is one of the best episodes we've ever done. Unquote. Likewise, Spotnitz called Redux 2, quote, one of his favorite episodes, unquote, and explained, quote, I think the story has a crystal purity and clarity, and it just comes to a perfect point for me, unquote. Gillian Anderson, too, said, quote, I thought it was a terrific episode, especially the scenes in the hearing room and the whole progression of Scully praying. How it was written and shot and how it was edited, fabulous, unquote. So, Jeremy, I'm going to ask you, taking into the account now, you see that all of these creators, the actors, they all love this. They think this is a S tier episode. Does that change your thought process at all? Do you think that we just missed something entirely here?
Probably.
Okay.
No, they're all out there like on the red carpet talking about different various episodes and things like that. Like, this wasn't a quote you took from Gillian Anderson in 2011 or 2025. This was like when the show was still on the air and
Had to say nice things.
Yeah, if their actors started talking shit about the show, like the ratings would tank. So of course,
Yeah.
this is the best stuff I ever did. No.
Oh, yeah. And when you open up that TV guide and you see that quote, like, oh, wow, I got to watch that episode. Fantastic. Everybody loves it. So, but let us know down below, folks. Leave a comment. Did we miss something in Redux and Redux 2? Because we really did not enjoy these episodes. Let us know. Hit that like and subscribe. We'll be back next week with a very special anniversary, and I'll let Jeremy know when we record that. So thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next Friday on eXhuming the X-Files.